Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So today I am obviously not building a community lot like I usually do. I am building a family home instead. So hopefully next week I'll go back to doing the community lots, but since the Sims 4 seasons just came out on Friday, June 22nd, I wanted to do a family home that would really use a lot of the stuff from the pack. Because obviously a lot of the stuff that's in the pack is really meant for like family gameplay. I mean, like, obviously you could use it for single Sims too, but, you know, it's a lot of things like celebrating holidays and doing outdoors things like gardening and stuff. So, I don't know, since it just came out, I really wanted to take advantage of that and make a family home. So, which I do really enjoy building houses, and I've, in the past, taken a break here and there from doing the community lots to do a house. But yeah, so obviously, you know, typically I play with families, so family houses are kind of my thing. So so this is the All Seasons family home. It's a 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom house. There's a girl's bedroom, a boy's bedroom, a toddler/nursery room, and then also a master bedroom. So the nice thing is that with 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, there's no shortage of bathrooms for your Sims to be able to use. Because personally, when I'm building houses that I'm using in actual gameplay, I like there to be as close to as many bathrooms as there are Sims in the house, because especially like with dealing with Sims getting ready for school and work in the morning, oh man, it's too much to have everybody trying to like rush to the bathroom all at once. So this is, I think, the best way to kind of deal with that. So, yeah, so I try to, when I can, make it so that there's, you know, about 1 bathroom per Sim. Now, obviously, it doesn't always work out that way. Like, specifically in this house, once we get inside, you'll see I've made, like, so on the first floor, there's a girl's bedroom and a boy's bedroom, which I've kind of made them, like, you could interpret it as either a kid's bedroom or a teen's bedroom. It's kind of up to you. Or, like, you know, like a more transitional, like older kid to younger teen, like tween type of age. But so those 2 bedrooms technically share a Jack and Jill style bathroom. However, there is also an additional bathroom that, like, you can get to from like off of the main living room area. Because that's the other thing too, is that if you have people over, you don't really want them like tromping through bedrooms just to get to a bathroom. Like, I mean, obviously in The Sims that doesn't really impact things for the most part, but just from like a practical point of view, like I try to make things like as realistic as possible. Like, you would want there to be a bathroom for your guests to use, you know, that doesn't involve them going through like a kid's bedroom. I don't know. I just think that that's a little strange. So, yeah, so there are 2 bathrooms on the first floor. Technically, you could do 1 for each of the 2 bedrooms on the first floor, but one of them is more accessible from the main living room, and the other one is accessible from both of the 2 bedrooms, but not from the main living room area. So, and then upstairs, obviously, the master bedroom has its own private bathroom, and I typically don't do this, but I actually put in a bathroom as well for the toddler room as well. I said as well too many times there. But yeah, I usually don't do that because it's like, you're a toddler. Like, you haven't earned the right to have your own bathroom yet. Like, rise up in the ranks a little bit, kid, and then we'll talk. But 1, I had the space, so I figured might as well use it. And 2, it is kind of a nice thing to have when it comes to like potty training. Like, that then the bathroom is right there, like right by their bedroom. Like, mommy, daddy, I gotta go right now. Okay, well, it's, you know, 2 steps away from your bed, so it's not that difficult. And I did put a toddler toilet in that bathroom. I don't think I got a screenshot that showed the toddler toilet, but I do have one in there. You know, I would also maybe recommend adding in a toddler toilet somewhere on the first floor because, you know, toddlers sometimes have issues going up and down the stairs when they're first learning how to have their movement skill, and you don't want any accidents. So yeah, I also decided to give this porch like a big front porch. I don't know, I really like houses with large front porches, and it does tend to make them look like more of like a craftsman or farmhouse style. I actually intended to have this house be more of a traditional craftsman. I think it really came out looking a little bit more farmhousey Either way, I really like how it looks. It's kind of a good, like, modern interpretation, I think, of both of those styles. Obviously, if you wanted to make it a farm, you could certainly do that. Just put it on a bigger, lot or whatever. This is on a 30 by 30 lot, by the way. I don't know that I said that. So if you wanted to, you could easily put this house on a much bigger lot and turn it into an actual farmhouse. It's up to you. But yeah, so I don't know. I like front porches, and I love the new windows and doors that came with Seasons. They're so good. I love this style so much. I've always really liked Craftsman and very like traditional styles of homes. So this this speaks to me. And I also really liked how the white windows pop really nicely against like the darker exterior colors. I think it's very eye-catching. So yeah, big fan. So inside, I tried to make the layout so that there was like this big open party kind of area. So the kitchen and dining and kind of the entry living room, it's not really like, it's not where the family would hang out all the time, but like there is like a little love seat in front of a fireplace. Like this is all very open because I wanted it to feel like, if you're having people over for like a great feast or whatever, I forget what they have for like, it's supposed to be like Thanksgiving, but it's not, obviously. But yeah, so that way then there's like space and you don't have, I don't know, personally, like speaking as the person who does a lot of the cooking in my house, I don't like it when I'm like shut off from everyone else, like stuck in the kitchen during a party or something. So I always kind of like having the kitchen open to at least some of the party area. So at this point, I was trying to make the living room kind of in this like nook area over to the side, but the wallpaper I had chosen was very like formal, and I don't like, this is like such a pet peeve of mine, I don't like it when the wall covering changes dramatically within the same room, if that makes any sense. So like, for example, this is a house where that main area has like a patterned wallpaper. Cool, fine, we could get rid of that, no problem. But then it has that thick dark wood trim, and I could not find a matching dark wood trim wallpaper with like a solid wall paint, if that makes sense. So then I tried to make it like, okay, well, we need to just have a little bit more room. So I cut into the girls' bedroom and made it into like an even deeper nook. And eventually I decided to just wall off this area and make a whole separate room because that would just be a lot easier. And then I could just do a separate wallpaper and I wouldn't have to worry about matching the furniture, because a lot of the furniture is not, it's more like practical, I guess you would say. Like it looks like family furniture, which is great. That's what I've wanted in this game for so long. But the wallpaper with that like kind of more of an, I don't know, is it a damask pattern? I can't even remember what it's called, but in any case, it looks a little bit more formal. And I wanted that for that main room, but for the living room area where people are like hanging out and watching TV together, like you don't need it to be quite so formal. So I went with this like brown stripy wallpaper, which I don't know that I've ever actually used this wallpaper in the game. But I figured, like we could kind of continue the wallpaper vibe in the living room, but maybe make it a little bit more toned down. But yeah, so I tried to make it also so that the trim in that room matches the trim in like the main kitchen dining room area, at least in like width. Like it drives me crazy when I see people do like, they'll have a room that has like wood paneling on one part and then paint without even a wood trim on like an accent wall or something. And like in real life, you would never see a house that's like that. Either the whole room would have the baseboards and like the crown molding at the top, or it wouldn't be there at all. But like to do it like split just drives me crazy. It just doesn't even make sense. The only time that I've like I break that rule is like if I want to do a tile backsplash behind like kitchen counters. But otherwise, I don't like that. It doesn't look real, and I don't know, it just bothers me. So So now I have this big empty space right inside the front door, and I'm like, okay, I have to find something else to put here. At one point I had a bar, but then I was like, I wasn't sure how much usage, like at family holidays, the bar would get. I mean, maybe somewhat, but I wasn't really sure. And I was like, I really want to have a fireplace, because if you have a fireplace on whatever they call Christmas in this game, then Father Winter comes out of the fireplace to give you presents in the evening. And if you don't have a fireplace, he still comes. He just comes through the front door. And like, okay, so the house I grew up in, we did not have a fireplace. We had a chimney, oddly enough, but we did not have a fireplace. So, and our chimney was also where our TV antenna was. So I was like, as a kid, very concerned, like, how does Santa Claus come in? Oh, real quick. So where I just placed the Christmas tree, in between the archway into the living room and the bathroom door, that's where the Christmas tree would go. I didn't leave it in for this build because people shouldn't leave their Christmas trees up all year round, but like if you're playing in this house, that's where I would recommend putting the Christmas tree. But anyways, so as a kid though, I was very concerned, like, okay, mommy, okay, daddy, how does Santa Claus get into our house? Like, where does the chimney go? And then I found out that the chimney went into like our furnace, and then that really freaked me out. And so, yeah, I decided that, you know, having a fireplace in this house would probably be the most fun for gameplay purposes. So obviously this pinkish bedroom here is the girls' bedroom. And again, I tried to use a lot of the stuff that came in this pack. I love the single bed with the, I don't even know what it's called now. I don't know. Like the curtains around it. You know what I mean? Like, I always wanted a bed like that as a kid. My cousin had a bed. It was like a full, so it was a little bit wider than a single, but my cousin had a bed that had like the like drapey, gauzy curtains around it, like as a kid. And I was always so jealous because in my mind, that's like a princess bed. And what kid doesn't want to be a princess or a prince? So very jealous of that. So I'm very happy that we have that in this pack. But then for the boy bedroom, I didn't want to use that same bed again because that's boring and repetitive. So I used a bed from, I believe that came in the Parenthood game pack. I don't remember. I use a lot of stuff from that game pack as well. Like, if you don't have that game pack in particular and you're looking for one, I like between the gameplay and the items in it, I use the kitchen from Parenthood all the time. Like, it's so good, and I love that it actually has like a full kitchen set that matches completely. Like, it even has the matching dishwasher that matches like the stove and the refrigerator, which I think is like the only kitchen like that. Most of the other, because, you know, dishwashers we didn't have at launch, so most of the other kitchen sets are missing like the dishwasher that matches, like, you know, the Cool Kitchen, which don't even get me started on how a pack called Cool Kitchen could just have one kitchen style in it, but it did. But that kitchen only had, like, it didn't have a dishwasher because I don't think dishwashers were in at that point. I don't remember. We don't have very many in the game. I know that there was one in Dine Out. But when Cool Kitchen came out, I don't know that or maybe we had gotten them in the patch at that point. I don't remember. That was so long ago now. I honestly can't even remember back. But anyway, so you just saw we did the toddler room. Also, this was kind of an odd thing. The bookcase that came in this pack was for a taller wall height. Like, it's a bookcase. I've never seen that, where a bookcase is like, it requires a specific wall height. Like doors and windows I understand, but a bookcase? So I wound up not using it in this house because all of the doors that came in this pack were for the shortest wall height, which, and especially for like interior doors, like if the wall height is like on the medium height setting, then I'll just suck it up and use the doors. But even the exterior doors were all meant for the short wall height. So I sort of thought that was kind of an odd choice, because then I couldn't really use the bookcase in this house, or I couldn't use the front doors in the house. I mean, like, I could, but it would look a little strange, and I didn't want that. So I used, I think, a base game bookcase in the master bedroom upstairs, and I think there's also one in the living room like family room, living room downstairs as well. So yeah, but kind of an odd choice. But overall though, super pleased with Seasons. Like, if you haven't gotten it yet, I recommend getting it. And if you can't afford it, start saving, because it is a truly, truly awesome pack. So because I am old school, I actually went out and bought the physical copy of the game, which I realize is silly because, you know, it's a plastic case and inside there's a code that you just put into Origin and then it just downloads digitally. Like, it's not on a disc or anything, but because I've always had physical copies of the Sims games, like from the very, very first Sims base game, I've always had the physical copy. Even like, okay, well, with one exception, I don't think I've ever gotten the physical copy of The Sims 3 Supernatural, because that was an expansion pack that I really didn't want until I had a good enough computer to run it. Like, that was an issue for me near the end of The Sims 3 life cycle, because my computer was kind of dying, and so I had to be kind of choosy about packs. So I never got the physical copy of that. I just got it on Origin eventually, because by the time I was able to buy it, couldn't really find the physical packs anymore. But anyways, so I went out to Target Friday morning and I bought the physical pack and came home and downloaded it, and then spent basically the rest of the day building this house. Like, I didn't even get into gameplay on Friday. I was just building. And like, because of course I first went in and I went through all of the Create a Sim items to clear out those little gold things before you've actually clicked on the item, because it drives me crazy. And then I went through and I demolished, well, okay, so I did a couple things. So I went through Create a Sim and did that. And then I also demolished the house. Ooh, it's the 64 by 64 lot on the island in Windenburg. I don't remember if there's a person or a family living in that house. It might be... Is that where the Villa Reels live? I don't remember. But, so demolished their house. So I had a big empty lot. So I wanted to go through and place every single item that was in the pack before I started doing this build. So that way then the little annoying gold thing wouldn't pop up, because I don't like those things. I mean, like, they're helpful for identifying, like, the new items in the pack. But, yeah, once I've seen it, though, and I don't know. And it doesn't always go away either, which is really frustrating. So, yeah. So after I did all of that, which, if you don't know, in The Sims 4 Seasons, we have both roller skating and ice skating back again, which makes me so happy. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before in videos. I'm sure I probably have, but I used to be a figure skater, like, until I was 16, I want to say, was when I quit. I think I was like 16, yeah. So, but even still, like, more recently, I haven't been skating in a while, but even after I quit, like, I still kept up with skating. I just wasn't taking lessons and competing anymore. But like, I would still go and skate for fun and stuff. So skating has been like a huge part of my life personally, and it was always so fun for me in The Sims 3. Like, anytime you have something that you're really excited or passionate about, like, to be able to have that replicated in your game is just like so much fun. I don't know. Like, I always used to want to have like many more instruments in the earlier Sims games, and we didn't always get them, but you know, I mean, like in The Sims 3, they brought in like the string bass and stuff, but like I wanted things like flutes and saxophones and like band instruments, and we've never really had that. But although actually, now that I say that, we did get at the Sims 3 store, there was that Fit as a Fiddle violin that came in, what was it, Dragon Valley? Hidden Dragons? I don't know. That's not a thing. I don't remember. But yeah, but there was a like extra thing that you could buy from the Sims 3 store that was a violin. But anyways, so the roller rinks and the skating rinks, they each come in 2 sizes, and then of each of those 2 sizes, there are 2 different styles. There's one that's like more rusticy outdoors, and then there's one that you would like see more of like at a typical indoor skating facility with like the plastic like walls and the the glass, you know, the protective glass to shield you from flying hockey pucks, which, don't get me wrong, super, super excited that we have figure skating. I think it would be cool if we could somehow find a way to do hockey. And I am not a huge hockey fan, but I'm like, we have the rinks, like, why not? Like, that would not be, you know, like that far of a stretch. But anyways, I digress. So, but yeah, so the rinks are huge. So definitely needed that big lot so I could place all of them, because of course then there's one for roller skating, and then there's one for ice skating, and then there's, you know, the 2 different sizes, and then there's also the 2 different styles. So just placing those took up most of the lot, which, you know, obviously you probably wouldn't be placing all of that at one point in a lot. I do want to at some point, and I don't know, maybe, so my next community lot that I want to do is the bar, which I've always planned on doing like a bowling alley as part of the bar, because that's how bowling alleys work in the game, is that if you want like other Sims to show up, that you have to put it as a bar. But I really want to do a build that's like a family fun center type of thing, where there's like a bowling alley and a roller rink and an ice skating rink and an arcade, which I'm surprised we haven't gotten any more arcade style video games. We have that one like 4-person thing from Get Together, but since then we haven't gotten anything else, and it's like, you guys have already made the frame for it. I wouldn't think that that would be like something too difficult to reskin, but maybe it hasn't been like a useful thing for a pack or something. I don't know, but so yeah, so at some point I do want to do that. I don't know when. I don't think I'll be able to fit it in with the bowling alley bar, because it's not a very big lot, but so be on the lookout for those fun things coming at some point. I don't know when. I'm not going to say when, because if I say when and then I don't keep up with it, then that'll be disappointing, and I don't want to disappoint people. But yeah, so this upcoming week though will be the first part of all of my Let's Plays with seasons involved, which I am very excited for. So I did get to actually get into some gameplay yesterday with like my off-camera save file. Didn't get super far. I started in summer, had a couple days of summer, and I think around the time that I stopped, it had just become fall. So I haven't like seen like winter or anything yet, really. I mean, like, aside from when I filmed the intro for this video. So I'm very excited to see more of it. It's kind of nice in a way. Like, it's frustrating because I think I said this already last week. This week I have a very busy schedule. I have a lot going on, and so I don't have a ton of time to play outside of like, you know, recording videos. So it'll be kind of a surprise for me as I'm filming things, because, you know, I haven't had much time off camera to really explore and play around with it. So that'll be kind of fun though, because, you know, then we get to learn together. And I have been kind of watching some videos of like some of the like game changers and stuff who got early access, but I tried to really limit that, so I want to keep some of the surprise for myself, and I kind of enjoy this like slow burn of discovering things. So yeah, but so anyways, so the All Seasons Family Home is currently available on the Sims 4 gallery. If you'd like to download it, there is a link in the description box below this video, or you can always search for it on the Sims 4 gallery using my hashtag MrsTomato1018, or you can search for my username, which is also MrsTomato1018. There's, as always, no custom content in this build. I did use a little bit of Move objects, but just for like decorative purposes, like paintings and that sort of stuff. But yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, you can do so down below. I put out a new video every single day, Monday through Friday. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!